Hello, my dear students. So once again, welcome to the channel Simplified Mathematics. So students, what happens sometimes we ignore the basic or introductory part of a topic, say the basic say theorem or formula. Okay, we ignore it. We find interest on solving the difficult questions asked in the board exam or in different entrance exam. But actually what happens if our basic thing is not clear, then it becomes difficult for us to understand the problem of higher difficulty level or problem or questions which is generally asked in the exam. Okay, and sometimes what happens that we feel ashamed to ask our teacher to clear the doubts which we have in the basic part of a topic. Okay, because we feel that all my friends can understand why I cannot do this one, or what my teacher will think if I ask a question to clear the basic things of a topic. Okay, so today's video is based on such a basic things of a particular topic. So let us come to that. So students, regarding sine function, all of you know that when our theta is here, that means angle is suppose I denote by theta. So here our theta is here, that means theta is equal to 0. Then as you know that sine theta, that is also 0. Then once complete one quadrant means all of you know 90 degree or pi by 2. So when you are at this point, then sine theta at this point, sine theta is equal to 1. Again, when you are here, okay, the ray is rotating in this way. So when you are here, that means at this point, when theta is 180 degree, sine theta is equal to again 0. Okay, when you are here, okay, so that means from this side it will be theta will be 3 into 90 degree because 3 quadrants, then sine theta is equal to here -1. Or if you come from this side, then here at this point, if you come from this side, that means in clockwise direction, as you know angle in clockwise direction is negative, so theta will be minus pi by 2, and at that case sine theta is equal to -1. So this must all of you know. In this way, if you keep on rotating the ray, you will get the value of sine theta. Okay, so one thing is clear, and you know already that sine theta lies between -1 to +1. Okay, that means value of sine theta start from -1, value of sine theta start from -1 to +1. That means in case of range of sine function, if you are asked to write it, then range of sine function is close interval -1 to 1. Now here in this diagram you see from theta equal to minus pi by 2 to theta equal to plus pi by 2. If I consider these two quadrant or a semicircle, starting from this one, suppose I name this point as say A and name this point as B. Okay, so this semicircle from A to B, when theta angle is from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, sine theta takes all its values in its range. Sine theta start from -1 up to then 0, then it becomes +1. That means in this semicircle, when angle is from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, sine theta takes all its possible values. Similarly, when the angle is from theta to pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, that means the other part of the circle and in the other semicircle, again sine theta takes all the values from -1 to +1. So alternatively, what we'll get, that alternatively in these two semicircles, let me say, make it simple. Alternatively in these two semicircles, sine theta takes all its values from -1 to +1. That means in terms of an angle theta, when our angle theta is from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, when your angle theta is from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, in that case sine theta takes all its values from -1 to +1. Okay, minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Then if it is from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, if it is from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, then also sine theta takes all its values from -1 to +1. Okay, similarly from 3 pi by 2, if you carry on the rotation 3 pi by 2, then again plus 2 pi by 2, again one semicircle is pi. So from 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2, if you take theta in this semicircle, then also you will get -1 to +1. Or if I consider the rotation in clockwise, that is in negative sense, then from minus pi by 2, then to up to -3 pi by 2. No, it is minus pi by 2, it is minus pi, it is -3 pi by 2. So from minus pi by 2 to minus 3 pi by 2. Okay, if I take it in this way, that means actually it will be negative. So this one, then also you will get all the values from minus 1 to 1. Okay, clear? Or we can continue it like that one. Clear now? So that means sin theta takes all the possible values from minus 1 to plus 1 in these intervals. Okay, in these intervals. We have infinite number of such intervals, just I have written a few of them. Out of this, if it is in the negative side or if it is in the positive side, out of this, where the angle theta is numerically small, angle theta is numerically small means ignoring the plus minus sign. Okay, you just take the absolute value, numerical value, then when angle theta is small, angle theta is small in this interval from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, because in this interval actually angle is from minus pi by 2 to 0 and 0 to pi by 2. So whatever angles are here in this quadrant, exactly negative of those angles are here in this quadrant. That means if you have 30 degree here, then minus 30 degree here. If you have pi by 3 here, then minus pi by 3 here. So numerically the angles actually from 0 to 90. Okay, so numerically the angles from 0 to 90 degree or 0 to pi by 2 in this interval. So the numerically small value of theta will get in this interval. That means when theta is between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, that is, those are the numerically small value of theta. Okay, clear up to this one? So based on this, if you draw the graph of the sine function, then graph of sine function will be like that one. Okay, value of sine maximum 1, minimum minus 1. So that's why the graph of sine function cannot go beyond the line y is equal to 1 or y is equal to minus 1. It is in between them. So here we see from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 this one. Okay, here minus 1 to plus 1, again plus 1 to, if I take pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, then plus 1 and up to minus 1. Okay, minus 1 up to 1, in this way it is there. Okay, and the numerically small value of theta will get in this portion. Numerically small value of theta I will get in this portion. Okay, clear? Now sine function, if I see the sine function, then sine is a function from set of real number to set of real number. Okay, sine is a function from set of real number to set of real number. Secondly, you know that inverse of a function exists if it is 1, 1 and onto. So what is the meaning of onto? Onto means a function whose codomain is same as its range. So here codomain of the sine function is set of real number r, and range of the sine function are these closed intervals minus 1 to plus 1. So that's why to make it make it onto, what we can do, we can, instead of writing r as codomain, we can write the closed interval minus 1 comma plus 1 as codomain. Then what will happen, the range and codomain will be same, then the function will be, in that case function will be what? Function will be onto. Now let us make it 1, 1. So what is the meaning of 1, 1 function? 1, 1 function means for different pre-images, images are different. Okay, that means here when angle theta is different, then sin theta is also different for different value of theta. Now see, and graphically how can I say that whether a function is 1, 1 or not? For that, parallel to x-axis we have to draw a line. Suppose I draw a line like this line, I draw parallel to x-axis. Okay, if that line intersect the graph at exactly 1 point, then 1, 1. But if it intersect the graph at more than 1 point, then it is many 1. But here you see, we have taken some intervals already, and in those intervals we get all the possible values of sine, that is starting from minus 1 to plus 1. So in this interval, that means in each of these intervals, say in the interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, whatever angle you will take, if you take two different angles, your sin theta will not same. That means theta will be different, sin theta is also different. Or graphically also you can see, say from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, in this portion, whenever I draw the line parallel to x-axis, that line never intersect the graph at more than 1 point. That means from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, the function is 1, 1. Same for pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2, or minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2, like that. That means all these intervals, whichever we have taken, in all these intervals, the function is 1, 1. That means instead of writing the domain as set of real number r, we need to write these intervals. Now question is, which interval you are going to choose. So we are going to select that interval where the theta was numerically small, and I just explained that that interval is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So domain I will write as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. If I write domain as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, then the function will be 1 1. That means sine function will be 1 1 if I write it in this way. Okay, now you can find out the inverse of the sine function. So if sine is a function from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 to the closed interval minus 1 to plus 1, here suppose we have a pre-image x. Okay, that means this pre-image x must be an angle in between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. That means this angle x must be greater than equal to minus pi by 2 and less than equal to plus pi by 2. And its corresponding image is suppose sine x. Okay, because it is sine function. Then this sine function also, this sine x also, the image also must be a value between minus 1 and plus 1. Okay. Now the function is 1 1 and on 2, so we can find the inverse of this. So what is the meaning of inverse of a function? Inverse of a function means this codomain will be now domain, domain will be codomain. So to write the inverse of sine function, it will be like that. It is this one. Okay, so the name of the function will be this time inverse of sine. Okay, sine to the power minus 1. Inverse of sine. So it is now inverse of sine is a function from closed interval minus 1 to plus 1 to closed interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. That means if our pre-image is here, okay, x is a pre-image suppose, then x must be an element of the interval minus 1 comma plus 1. That means x must be a real number greater than equal to minus 1 and less than equal to plus 1. If x is suppose less than minus 1, or if x is suppose greater than plus 1, then x is not an element of this domain. So you cannot find out image of x in this function sine inverse. Now here suppose we have the image of x. Okay, image of x. So sine inverse x is here. So this sine inverse x is an element of this codomain. Okay, because images are elements of the codomain. So if sine inverse x image of this codomain, so sine inverse x also a number, an angle or a value between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. That means whatever the x you take from this, that means any real number between minus 1 and plus 1, when you find its image by the sine inverse function, then that image is a value which is greater than equal to minus pi by 2 and less than equal to plus pi by 2. Okay, clear now? So this is the inverse of sine function, and in inverse of sine function, domain is closed interval minus 1 to plus 1. As a result, any pre-image is a real number between minus 1 and plus 1, and codomain is closed interval minus pi by 2 comma plus pi by 2. So any image of x in the function sine inverse, that is sine inverse x, is a number, is a value between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. It cannot be less than minus pi by 2, or it cannot be more than plus pi by 2. Okay. So students, we have arrived here that sine is a function from closed interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 to the interval minus 1 comma 1. Then it becomes 1 1 on 2. So if an angle theta is here, suppose between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2, then sine of theta will be a value between minus 1 and plus 1. And the inverse of sine function, after making sine 1 1 onto inverse of sine function, we have got this one. Now here you see, again if I see the diagram, say from theta equal to minus pi by 2 to 0, that means whenever our theta is in between minus pi by 2 to 0, okay, that means greater than equal to minus pi by 2 and less than 0, okay, or if I take it equal to 0 also, then you see here when theta is here, then sine theta is minus 1 to 0. So in that case, sine theta will be, sine theta is what? Sine theta will be greater than equal to minus 1 and less than 0. And from theta equal to 0 to theta equal to pi by 2, that means theta is equal to 0 to theta equal to pi by 2, then your sine theta is like that. We have seen this one. Okay, clear? So whenever our angle is minus pi by 2 to 0, that means negative of the acute angle. 0 to pi by 2 is acute angle, negative of the acute angle. Then value of sin theta is minus 1 to 0, less than 0 up to minus 1. And from 0 to 90 degree, it is this one. So here what happened, you see, that's why what happened, say suppose sine of say 30 degree or pi by 6, your answer is 1 by 2. Why answer is 1 by 2? Because this time you have taken theta between 0 and 90 degrees. So sin theta will be a value between 0 and 1. So 1 by 2 is a number between 0 and 1. But if I take sin minus 60 degree, sorry, minus 30 degree, sin minus 30 degree. Sin minus 30 degree means you have taken the angle here, theta is here, from minus pi by 2 to 0. So your answer is a number between minus 1 and 0. The answer is minus 1 by 2. It will be minus 1 by 2. Okay, clear? It is minus 1 by 2. And this minus 1 by 2 is nothing but negative of sin pi by 6. So sin minus pi by 6 actually negative of sin pi by 6. That's why you have got a result that sin minus theta is minus of sin theta. Okay, anyway, now here also the same thing. When your x is like that, okay, then your sin inverse x will be, an angle between this one. And when your x is greater than equal to 0 and less than 1, then your sin inverse x will be, okay, it will be greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to pi by 2. So now let us take an x here between 0 and 1. Suppose I take x between 0 and 1. Suppose I take x is equal to say 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is a number, just you follow that one. 1 by 2 is a number between 0 and 1. Then what will be sin inverse of 1 by 2? Sin inverse of 1 by 2 will be an angle between 0 and pi by 2. So what is that angle? You see, that means sin inverse of 1 by 2 means the angle sine of which is 1 by 2. And you know that sine of pi by 6 is 1 by 2. So this will be what? Pi by 6. And pi by 6 is an angle between them. And if I take suppose a number say minus 1 by root 2, here from minus 1 to 0 I have taken minus 1 by root 2, and you want to find out its image, that is sin inverse of minus 1 by root 2. When your x pre-image is here, then your sin inverse x will be an angle between minus pi by 2 and 0. Okay, minus pi by 2 and 0, that means it will be negative of an acute angle. To know the negative of that acute angle, okay, so let me find out what is the value of sin inverse of 1 by root 2. Sin inverse of 1 by root 2, all of you know it is pi by 4. Now when it is sin inverse of minus 1 by root 2, it will be negative of that angle. Okay, because these angles are negative of those, so I can take it is minus of pi by 4. Okay, clear? So that's why we get a result. The result is that if it is sin inverse of minus x, it is minus of sin inverse of x, because these angles are negative of those angles. So when your value is between minus 1 and 0, your angle is an angle between minus pi by 2 and 0, and these are nothing but negative of the angle between 0 to pi by 2. So to find out sin inverse of minus 1 by root 2, we find out minus of sin inverse of 1 by root 2 or minus of sin inverse of this value, which is minus pi by 4. So now whatever the images of 1 by 2 and minus 1 by root 2 you have calculated, that means whatever you have calculated sin inverse of 1 by 2 and sin inverse of minus 1 by root 2, that is pi by 6 and minus pi by 4, these are actually nothing but images of 1 by 2 and minus 1 by root 2 in the function sin inverse. So these are called as, images are called as principal value. Okay, so what is principal value? Principal value of sin inverse 1 by 2. Principal value of sin inverse 1 by 2 means image of 1 by 2 in the function sin inverse, and or simply you can say the angle theta, sin of theta equal to 1 by 2. So you know that sin of pi by 6 is 1 by 2, so sin inverse of 1 by 2 is the angle pi by 6. Or sin inverse of minus 1 by root 2, what is the principal value of this? Its meaning is that you have to find out the angle theta, sin of which is minus 1 by root 2. As you know that minus 1 by root 2 is minus of sin pi by 4, and minus of sin theta is sin minus theta, so sin of minus pi by 4, that's why this angle is minus pi by 4, which is the principal value. Okay, principal value is clear. That means you have to find out the angle sin of which is equal to this one. Okay, clear? And in case of principal value, sin inverse of minus x is minus of sin inverse of x. Okay, again students, from the definition of inverse function, say suppose f is a function from a to b, okay, 1 1 and on 2, that means it has inverse, okay, and g is a function from b to a, okay, such that this g is actually inverse of f. Okay, g is actually inverse of f. So whenever you find out composite of f and g, means f composite g, it will be an identity function. That means here pre-image and image will be same. F composite g of x is equal to x, or f inverse of f inverse of x, f of f inverse of x, because g means actually f inverse, it is equal to x. But this x must be an element, this x must be an element of the domain of g. That means this x must be an element of the domain of g, means this x must be an element of b. Similarly, g composite f of x is equal to also x, or g means f inverse of f of x is equal to x, and this time this x must be an element of domain of f. F is a function from a to b, so x must be an element of a. So following this one, here you see sine is a function from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 to this one, and sine inverse is this. So sine and sine inverse, they are inverse of each other, so they also satisfy this condition. Okay, so let me discuss one example which is usually asked in our board exam. Okay, suppose student we need to find out sine inverse of sine of pi by 4. Okay, sine inverse of sine of pi by 4, like f inverse of f of x equal to x, so it will be equal to pi by 4, provided x must be an element of a means domain of f. So here also pi by 4 must be an element of this set sine, that means domain of sine. So what is the domain of sine? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So can you say that pi by 4 is an element? So can you say that pi by 4 is an element of this closed interval minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2? Your answer is yes. As pi by 4 is an element of domain of sine function. So by following this one, f inverse of f of x equal to x, so sine inverse of sine pi by 4 will be equal to pi by 4. But suppose I take another example, the sine inverse of sine of 3 pi by 4. So following the previous example, can you write it in this way? Answer is no. Why answer is no? Because 3 pi by 4 is not an element of the domain of sine function. That means 3 pi by 4 does not belong to the closed interval minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. So as a result, this is not equal. Then what is the answer? For that, we have to write the angle 3 pi by 4 as an angle between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. Okay, that means we have to write 3 pi by 4 as even multiple of pi by 2 or multiple of pi plus minus an angle which is in between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. So how can I write it? I can write 3 pi by 4 as pi minus pi by 4. That means pi means actually 2 into pi by 2 minus pi by 4, even multiple of pi by 2 minus pi by 4. So as a result, sine of 3 pi by 4 can be written as sine of 2 into pi by 2, or I can write directly pi minus pi by 4. Now, as it is even multiple of pi by 2 or multiple of pi, the function will remain same. Okay, function will remain same. But if it is odd multiple of pi by 2, then function changes to its co-function. That's why we try to write it, our given angle, as a multiple of pi, because multiple of pi means even multiple of pi by 2 plus or minus an acute angle. Next angle will be this one, whichever you have subtracted or added, that means pi by 4. Pi by 4. Okay, now according to the quadrant, following ASTC rule, you have to find out the sign is positive or negative. Now pi minus pi by 4 means it is in the second quadrant, and according to ASTC rule, in second quadrant sine function, your given function, is positive. So it is positive sine pi by 4. So sine 3 pi by 4 is same as sine pi by 4. So now that's why when I write it in this way, that sine inverse of sine of 3 pi by 4, I cannot directly write down the answer as 3 pi by 4 because of this condition, but I can do like that, that sine of 3 pi by 4, I can write it as sine pi by 4 by following this condition. And now this angle pi by 4 is in the domain of sine function, so this value can be written as pi by 4. Okay, so this is a common question, but you need to see that whatever the pre-image is there, that must be an element of domain of sine function. That means that must be an element of closed interval minus pi by 2 comma plus pi by 2. Now students, all of you see this question. X, Y, Z, they are real numbers in the interval minus 1 to plus 1, such that sin inverse x plus sin inverse y plus sin inverse z equal to 3 pi by 2. You are to find the value of this one. So first of all, if I see this question, that power of x, power of y, power of z, these are comparatively very large number. Okay, so that's why we can find out x to the power 2019. Okay, it will be possible for us to find the value if x is 0, 1 or minus 1. Because if it is 1 or minus 1 or 0, then only it is easy to calculate. Otherwise, if it is other than that, then it will be very difficult. Okay, means it will be time consuming and difficult for us. So this thing is clear, that x or y or z, okay, we can assume before going to solve the problem, we can assume that we should get the value as 0, minus 1 or plus 1. Let us see whether we get it or not. Now here it is given that x belongs to, if you see, x belongs to the closed interval minus 1 to plus 1. That means x is an element of domain of sine inverse function. So if x belongs to this, then sine inverse x must be an element of codomain of sine inverse function, that is between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. Same thing we can say for sine inverse y, sine inverse z also, because y and z, they are also belongs to this interval. Now sine inverse x plus sine inverse y plus sine inverse z, their sum is 3 pi by 2. So we have different possibility. One of the possibilities is this one, that sine inverse x, sine inverse y and sine inverse z all are equal to pi by 2. Okay, all are equal to pi by 2. Then sine inverse x plus sine inverse y plus sine inverse z, 3 times when we add pi by 2, then it will be 3 pi by 2. Okay, but is there any other possibility? Other possibility means, suppose I take sine inverse x equal to, say suppose I take, because sine inverse x can be a number between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. Suppose I take sine inverse x equal to minus pi by 2. Sine inverse y is equal to, say suppose minus pi by 4. Okay, sine inverse y suppose, or say plus pi by 4. Okay, let me take plus pi by 4. Then what should be the value of sine inverse z, so that their sum is equal to 3 pi by 2? Okay, what should be the value of that one? 3 pi by 2. So for that, it must be, this angle must be, say 3 pi by 2. So this must be an angle which is equal to 5 pi by 4. Okay, 5 pi by 4, then only, oh sorry, not 5 pi by 4, it will be 7 pi by 4. Okay, because then only the answer will be 3 pi by 2. Am I correct? 8 pi by 4 or twice pi, yes, it must be like that. If I take sine inverse x as say minus pi by 2, sine inverse y as say pi by 4, then this must be 7 pi by 4. But 7 pi by 4, sine inverse z cannot be equal to 7 pi by 4. Why? Because z is between minus 1 to 1. So sine inverse z also between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. So in this way, you can try different values of x other than, sorry, sine inverse x or sine inverse y or sine inverse z other than pi by 2. But you can see, in that case, to get our sum 3 pi by 2, whatever the values you are going to take it, they are not in the respective domain of sine inverse function. So only possible value which is in the domain of sine inverse function is pi by 2, pi by 2, pi by 2. Sine inverse x equal to pi by 2, sine inverse y equal to pi by 2, sine inverse z equal to pi by 2. Okay, this is only the possible value to satisfy this condition also, this condition also. If sin inverse x, sin inverse y, sin inverse z all are equal to pi by 2, then x, y, z all are equal to sine of pi by 2, and sine of pi by 2 means 1. Okay, x, y, z all equal to 1. If x, y, z all are equal to 1, then x to the power 2019, as you know, 1 to the power any power is 1, so it is 1. Y to the power 2020, that is 1 to the power 2020, that is 1. Z to the power 2021, that means 1 to the power 2021, so this is also 1. That means any power of x, y, z, they are also equal to 1. So this value, you are asked to find out this one, no? X to the power 2019 plus y to the power 2020 plus z to the power 2021 minus 9 by x to the power 2019, y to the power 2020, z to the power 2021. So your answer is 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus 9 by 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is 3 minus 9 by 3, or 3 minus 3, answer will be 0. Okay, so clear this one. Based on the domain of or codomain of sine inverse function, we can solve this problem. Okay, so these are some basic things of inverse of a sine function. So today in this video, what we have discussed, the basic or introductory part of inverse of a sine function. Okay, how to find its domain, how to find its codomain. Okay, what will be the principal value means what. Okay, clear. Then when you find its composite, sine and sine inverse composite, then how to find out the value, or some problems based on the domain and codomain of sine inverse function. We solve one question. This type of questions also often asked in the exam. Okay, so the simple things I want to discuss in this video, and hopefully you have understood it. I will make the videos on the other trigonometric and inverse trigonometric function also, on the basic concept. Okay, so keep watching the videos and subscribe the channel, share it, like it, to encourage me to bring more videos on different topics of mathematics to you. So thanking all of you once again. Bye bye.